guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another Vlogmas video. In this video, I'm going to share a couple of DIY last minute gifts you can put together. First, we're going to do some cookie sacks, and then we're going to make these adorable cookie cutter fudge. Oh my gosh, you guys, these are so cute, and so glad I found these. So I made these for my coworkers, and they were a hit. We're going to start off with the fudge. I will have the recipe linked down below, but you're going to need some peanut butter, crunchy peanut butter, some chocolate chips, some cookie cutters. These are 3-inch. I got them off of Amazon. Some sort of crushed peppermint candy, or you can use candy canes you crush up. Something to put your little cookie cutters in, maybe some kind of embellishments, ribbon. I'm using these ornaments. Here's some ribbon I have. You also need some foil. This is so easy, you guys. So first we're going to make the fudge, you also need a bag that you can use as a piping bag. I don't have any piping bags, so I just have a gallon Ziploc bag. So first up, we're going to go ahead and open these ornaments so I can wash them. Not ornaments, cookie cutters. So I believe these are 3-inch. And like I said, I got them off of Amazon, and they actually came with some little bags that were super cute, but they had pictures on them. And so I'm going to save these. But I just thought the whole point of this exercise, of this little gift, is how pretty they are. So I'm not going to use those because you'll see why. You'll see why when we get these all done. So like I said, I believe these are 3-inch, and I specifically, that's what the recipe blog said to use was 3-inch. So again, I will have that link down below. So I just looked on Amazon and put in 3-inch cookie cutters, and these were perfect. I had the exact amount. So you want to have as many sheets of foil as you do cookie cutters. So I'm doing 5, and I think it said like a 6x8 piece of foil, which I think is kind of a lot. And it just kind of describes like kind of crunching the foil around your cookie cutter. Now, when I was reading the recipe blog, it was a little confusing, but I finally got it to kind of work. But yes, that's all you're going to do. You're just going to kind of form it around the cookie cutter, and then you take your finger on the inside and smooth out the inside of the cookie cutter. And again, when I was reading this, I couldn't picture it in my head, but then as I did it, it just was natural. So you just want a smooth surface on the bottom of your cookie cutter, but you really want to just scrunch that foil all around it. Again, like I said, it said to use like I think a 6x8 piece, which I thought was way too much, but this still worked out okay. So I'm just going to do that with each of them, and like I said, just make it nice and smooth. And I think this is so you get a really good mold and you don't get like fudge all over the place. So I have all my foil, I have all my cookie cutters. I was so excited when I saw this because I just thought this is so cute. Now the reindeer was a little bit more difficult because there were so many angles, and I was really kind of like thinking the reindeer was not going to work out, but I was pleasantly surprised that it did. So I'm just going to continue putting all of these in the molds, and then we will check back when it's time to make the fudge. Okay, so we have them all done. I'm putting them on a just a little cookie sheet here, one that's going to fit in your refrigerator or freezer. Now I have a little measuring cup here, and we're going to start making our fudge. Like again, I will have the original recipe linked down below because I can't remember exactly what I put in. I know this is a 1/2 cup measuring cup, so I have some chocolate chips here that I am putting in there. So it looks like maybe a cup of chocolate chips, and this is going to go into we're going to actually add in the peanut butter, then we're going to put it in the microwave. Super, super easy. Now, the recipe specifically said to use crunchy peanut butter. I don't know why, but I went with it. So I have some crunchy peanut butter here, and we're just going to add that to our bowl. And I believe the peanut butter was only a 1/2 cup. I think it was 1 cup of chocolate chips and a 1/2 cup of peanut butter. Sorry, don't mind my dog back there, always having to come in and help me when I am editing my videos. Now, if you want to add any kind of flavoring to this, feel free, but you want to put it in the microwave for 30-second intervals. So I did 30 seconds, stir, 30 seconds, stir, 30 seconds, stir. Mine took 3 times in the microwave, so a total of of 90 seconds, and I just stirred in between each 30 seconds. Then let it cool for a little bit and then add it to your piping bag, and then you want to add those to your, cut a little hole in the bottom, and then you add it to your little cookie cutters. Now, I am not very good at this kind of stuff. That's why I don't have piping bags, because I am not creative like this. So it really came out really quickly. It was just a really runny mixture. But like I said, I did let it cool, but not too much because I didn't want it to set up at all. So I'm just kind of piping this into all of my cookie cutters. I thought I was going to run out, but it honestly was the exact amount, and all of them were full. I mean, I was so shocked that this was exactly the amount for 5 of them. And I can't remember what the recipe said, but I knew I needed to make 5, and I'm not sure if it said 5, but it was perfect. I just kind of squeezed it all out of there. Sorry, I know you can't see very well with my hand, but it's the only place I could put my tripod and my camera. Now, mine were not all leveled out, so I just took a toothpick and I just kind of pushed it into the little crevices, especially the reindeer who had so many little small angles. And I just took a toothpick and it just literally naturally just kind of went into all the little crevices. The snowflake was another one that was a little bit more difficult. So I just kind of spread out with the toothpick. It didn't say to do that, but it worked out beautifully. So that's just a little tip from you to me. Just use a toothpick to, I think it said to kind of shake it and kind of just get it all in there, but this worked out so well. So definitely recommend the toothpick. And then now what you want to do is take some of your candies. Now, if you don't have some already crushed up candy, which I found this at Walmart, you can just get some candy canes and just pulverize them, however you can do that. But I just find that the package is much easier. It's just kind of hard to find sometimes. So you just want to sprinkle those on top. Now, I suppose you could probably use just sprinkles, maybe some M&Ms, but I just love the look. It's kind of just a classic look with this. Once you get into little bags, you'll see what I mean. It just was so pretty and this is what it was on the original recipe. This is what they used, and it just looks so elegant. I don't know. I can't really explain it, but I loved this. It was so much fun, and I actually may make more of these I'm thinking about making some cookie baskets for people, and just making more of these and putting a few on each top of each one of them. I think they're great. You're giving kind of a gift with a gift. They're getting a gift of cookie cutters. Now these are going to go into the refrigerator for at least an hour. I put mine in the freezer for 30 minutes because I was impatient. So after they come out of the freezer, what you're going to do, or the freezer or refrigerator, what you're going to do is you're going to pull the foil away. And now if you get any fudge on the side or anything, just go ahead and clean that up. But mine actually didn't. I think I had a little bit on the edge, and I think it was the reindeer. But yeah, you just pull it away. Make sure you look at the bottom to make sure that you don't have any remnants of foil. I think one of mine, I think it was maybe the Santa or the snowflake, it actually had foil stuck on the bottom. So you definitely don't want to give that to somebody, especially if they don't see it when they go to eat it. And of course, you're handling all this, so use clean hands and all that fun stuff. But what you'll want to do is go ahead and clean up the edges of this just so it looks, a little professional. I feel like these could be a little professional type thing. But you see here, this is where I got a little bit of foil stuck on the bottom, so I wanted to make sure I took that off. But again, I put these in my freezer for 30 minutes, or it says put it in the refrigerator for at least an hour, and it sets up so beautifully, so beautifully. So these were fantastic. But yeah, just go ahead and do that. Get your foil thrown away, clean up your edges, and then the fun part is going to be putting them into these little bags. So I just bought these cellophane bags off of Amazon. I will try and remember to link all of them down below. I'll link the cookie cutters and all of that down below as well. But you can find if you want to make these this year, you may have to go find the cookie cutters. You can probably find these bags also locally if you don't live in middle of nowhere Oregon like I do. So you may be able to find them. Now I was really trying to figure out how am I going to tie this, but I decided just to take some tape first and just kind of tape around it. Honestly, you guys, I am not crafty or creative. You know this. So I know all you crafty creative people, you're going to see this and you're going to know exactly what you want to do. I can't even make a bow. That's the reason why I use these little ornaments that I found at Walmart, because I can't make a bow. My bows look terrible. Now, if I would have thought about it, I would have went to Dollar Tree. At Dollar Tree, you can get those little bows around the holiday time. Those would be perfect on these. But But look how cute those look. Don't those just look so adorable? Now you want to make sure you tell people there's fudge in there. Like I had to say something. I wanted to make sure I told them like there's fudge in here so they didn't just think it was just like a cookie cutter or something. So I just took a little bit of twine that I had, a little bit. I used to use this when I did some jewelry making and stuff. So I already had this in my crafting area. And I kind of struggled with this. I ended up having to cut the ends off, and yeah, it was not an easy thing. So there we go. There we have a decorated one, and does not look just so cute. It would probably look better with like bow or maybe like something like that. But I think these turned out so stinking cute. Highly recommend this. Again, I will have the original recipe down below. Next up, we're going to do our cookie sacks. So this I kind of wish I would have done a different way. And I'll tell you right now that the original recipe blog used mason jars. And I see now why. I just thought, oh, that's kind of boring. I want to make it more fun. So I want to actually put them in little sacks and add these embellishments and everything. And I really, really kind of struggled with this part. And I wish I would have done mason jars. So here we're making our cookie mixture here. So we have our flour. Again, I don't know the exact measurements. The recipe will be linked down below. So I have some flour here, and in this we have some baking powder, baking soda, and some salt. And what we're doing is we're going to put all the ingredients all together. So first we're going to just combine these dry ingredients, just these the flour, baking powder, baking soda, and the salt. We're going to combine that first, and that'll be the first thing that goes into our little bag. Now, I'm going to use Ziploc bags again because I thought I was going to be creative, but this would normally go into a mason jar. A 32-ounce mason jar is what the original recipe blog uses, so I would recommend that route. It looks pretty, but I mean, people were happy with this. They thought it was creative. They really liked how it looked. So I think it still turned out okay, but I would suggest the mason jars. So I'm going to go ahead and scoop this out, which started taking a really long time, and you know my patience level is zilch. So I ended up turning off the camera so I could, not so, gracefully pour it into the bag. So here we have our bag. That just is our like first layer here. And then we're going to add in the next part, which is going to be some brown sugar. Now, in the recipe, it uses dark brown sugar and light brown sugar, and I think that's really for the effect. I don't think it's as much for the taste as it is for the effect, which again kind of fell to the wayside with the way I did it. But in a mason jar, it looks really beautiful when you have that dark brown sugar and the light brown sugar and the white sugar. But you know what? We're going to go with it. I've had these cookies before. I've actually made this exact recipe before, and they're really good cookies, so I do recommend this cookie recipe. And then we have our white sugar is going to go on next. And then the next part is just your candy, so whatever you want to do. You can do white chips, chocolate chips, M&Ms. So I did the green and red M&Ms, and then I did some milk chocolate chips and some dark chocolate chips. So I have a good mixture there, but you can do whatever you want. You just want like 1.5 cups of whatever you're putting in there for your cookies. And that's it. Now picture this in a mason jar. It'll look beautiful in a mason jar. So picture it in the mason jar. And actually, I will see if I can find a picture of the mason jar to add in there. I think the sign of a crafty person is less is more. Because in my brain, I'm always thinking, oh, this is cute, oh, let's put this on there, let's do this, and I just come up with all this stuff, and then I see these really simple, crafty blogs and stuff, and it's just it's so simple, and it's just so nice. But you guys, look at all these towels. Aren't they so adorable? I have these sacks. I bought 2 sacks because I wasn't sure how I'd want to do it, if I wanted the burlap sacks or the paper sacks, so I got a combination of both. Picked up all these towels that are just so adorable. Look at these tongs, y'all. I found these at Big Lots, little elf mitten or elf feet, and then the gingerbread. And then I found these what do you call those, rubber spatulas. And then we have some candy canes. And then of course we have the ribbon. And then I found these little pine cones. So I know it's so much, you guys. So I went and put the cookie mix inside the bag. And then this is inside the sack part. So I found these sacks, I believe, at Walmart, these burlap type ones. And then I'm just kind of pulling it close. So cute. So, so cute. And then I'm going to embellish it, which I just had so much trouble trying to get things to work. I was trying to attach the towels and trying to attach the rubber spatulas, and where am I going to put the candy canes? I was trying to make the candy canes all pretty looking. You know how you see on some things where they're kind of just like in this X shape. I couldn't get anything to work. And then I thought afterwards I should have got my glue gun out, because it probably would have been really helpful. Like, how am I going to put these tongs on here? So for those of you that are much more creative and crafty than me, could probably have a lot of fun putting this together. But I mean, I had so many ideas in my head, but none of it could come to fruition. It literally was sliding out all over the place. But I kept this part in the video because I just wanted to show you guys, because so many of you always tell me, I'm not crafty, I'm not, neither am I. Oh, I forgot, you can also print these off of that website that I'm going to link down below. And she has the recipe right there, and this is what people need to add to your cookie mixture to make the cookies, and the instructions and everything. So here's what I came up with. I still think it turned out super cute. Everybody liked them. They're just so adorable, but it was just a fun adventure putting this together. So here's just some really easy last minute DIY gifts that are good for coworkers, for friends, for family. It was really fun to put together. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.